What's up, my friends? Welcome back. Today we are talking about my goals for January of 2023. Let's jump right in. If you haven't already watched my annual goals video, I want you to pause this video, go watch that video so you get a better understanding of what my overall goals are for the year of 2023. Then come back here and we're going to talk about what I'm doing specifically in January to start the journey towards those goals. But if you've watched that video and you are ready to hear about my monthly goals, here we are. Welcome. I am glad you're here. And if you stumbled across this video and have no idea who I am, hello. My name is Brianna and I am the diva behind Diva and the Divine. Thank you for clicking on this video today. Let's go ahead and jump right into my goals. So this is the Cultivate What Matters 2023 Power Sheets, and this is my tending list, which is the system that they use to break down monthly, weekly, and daily action items every single month to help you have a focused direction towards the goals that you are going after. So I'm going to share with you in that order my monthly action items, which are items that you do once. It kind of is tracked by a progress bar. It can be a one and done type situation or something that you progressively work on throughout the month. Weekly action items are the same actions that you do every single week, and daily action items are habits or things that you strive to do every single day. Let's dive in. One thing worth noting, I do have them color coded, which you can only kind of see, but half of my goals, literally half of the goals for the month, are green, which is my health and fitness goal. This makes sense because my one singular primary focus this year is my health and fitness goal of becoming my strongest and fittest self. So that makes sense. That being said, my first goal for the month is to try month one of Jordan Syatt's Unicorn Challenge. I signed up for an entire year of Jordan Syatt's Inner Circle, which if you don't follow Jordan Syatt, you need to. He is the most no-nonsense, full of really good information, personal trainer and fitness nutrition enthusiast I have ever seen. And he's like, if I had to pick one account to follow, it would be him. He's awesome. I joined his program when it was on sale for an entire year back in October, November, September, sometime around there. And I haven't actually embraced it and started to use it yet. So in an effort to make sure that money does not go to waste, I am going to do the Unicorn 90-Day Fat Loss Challenge in that program, but I'm only going to focus on month one. And after month one, if I decide it's not for me, I want to change things up, I have the freedom to do so. That being said, within the Unicorn Challenge, it does give you guidelines for how to calculate your calories and things like that. I kind of combined the Jordan Syatt method with my personal macro certification coaching method and merged them to come up with my calorie and specifically my protein goal. I gave myself a higher protein goal and a different macro balance than the Unicorn Challenge did, but I used his calories as a guideline. So we're kind of tag teaming it, Jordan and I, for my macro calculations, which is totally fine. It's totally fine. I have the freedom to do whatever the heck I want. I'm coaching myself currently, so we will see how it goes. My next one has nothing to do with any of my goals, but it is a goal nonetheless, and it is to make an eye doctor appointment. Not to get my prescription renewed or anything, but to get my cornea checked on because I have a fake cornea. I don't have a fake cornea. I have a corneal transplant in this eye, and I haven't gone to see the corneal specialist in over a year, and I'm overdue. So I need to, but apparently I can't just make an appointment online with her. I have no idea how. So I have to call the office and do all this stuff that me as an Enneagram 9 and person who hates being on the phone, I just don't want to do it. So it's a goal this month, but then subsequently, it will just be a recurring task that I need to do. Read The Lazy Genius Kitchen. Why is that one of my goals? Because one of my goals is to read all of the unread books on my bookshelf. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm not in Minnesota. I am in Florida. This is not my normal background. This is our guest bedroom at my in-laws' house, which is our room, but not my personal space, right? So for as long as I'm in Florida, I don't actually have access to my bookshelf. But I do have access to the Kindle books that I have purchased and have not read yet. And Lazy Genius Kitchen is one of them. Bonus for Lazy Genius Kitchen, if you recall in my annual goals, one of my goals is to level up my skills in the kitchen. How about a Lazy Genius book about the kitchen to get that ball rolling? My next goal is to finish the book in a holidays, which I have as I was supposed to finish it by Christmas. I didn't get it quite done by Christmas. I'm in the middle of it. So I want to finish that up. It is also a book that I have not technically read. I'm in the middle of it. So that will check off towards my annual goal and get the Christmas books out of the way. So I want to finish that one as soon as possible. Next up is to try a passionate penny pincher recipe. Try saying that 4 times fast. Passionate Penny Pincher is a Christian company, a Christian woman, actually, I think it's a one-woman show, that has these amazing little recipe boxes and meal planning things. And she, if you recall in my annual goals video and in previous vlogs of mine, the Passionate Penny Pincher planner, home planner, is what I plan on using as my home planner this year as well. So I kind of went all in on the Passionate Penny Pincher, and I have 3 of her meal planning boxes on their way to me as we speak. The low calorie, slow cooker, and freezer. And I want to try, my goal for just this month is to try one of her recipes, because again, I'm not at home, but I could also lean into using that meal planning system to cook for my in-laws and my husband and I while we are here in Florida as well. It's just one step towards the kitchen thing and one step towards the health and fitness goal. There are calorie counts on all of her recipes. Very excited. Very, very excited. Film one vlog with the intention of being fancier on the editing, fancier on the filming, more intentional about the storyline and the B-roll and all of that. If you want more details about that, go watch my annual goals video where I talk about my desire to level up my editing skills. Reorganize and clean and declutter the stuff that's in Florida. Obviously, we're not home, so I can't do an intentional homemaking, decluttering, house reorganization project if I'm not at my house. Therefore, I have to work with what I'm given. And currently what I'm given is a bedroom that is currently cluttered still with gifts that are in Christmas bags and bins that are still stacked up because my sister-in-law is in town and so we can't use her room for extra storage, blah, 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 blah. I want to bust out all the stuff, reorganize all the stuff, get things packed up and organized and clean and decluttered so things feel a little bit more open and less anxiety provoking. The last week and a half has been crazy. It's been crazy with a whole lot of things happening here personally, which is fine, totally fine. Family time's important. Sister-in-law and her dog's in town. It's been a great time, but it hasn't been normal time. And so I want to get back into normal and refresh mode, and decluttering all the things is definitely going to help with that. Get my 2022 business finances done. This is the super fun project where I need to sit at my computer with the wonderful spreadsheet that my husband has made for me because he's an Excel wizard, and make sure I have all of my expenses and income for 2022 for my business tracked and ready to submit to the tax people. Is it a fun job? No. Did I shoot myself in the foot by not keeping up with it for 6 months out of the year? Yes. I got to summer and for whatever reason I was like, I don't really need to be tracking this right now. I can go back and fill it in later, and all of a sudden it's December and I'm like, well shoot, now I have 6 months of income and expenses that I have to go back and validate and put in the tracker. Way to go, Brianna. One of my goals will be to be doing my monthly expenses and business tracking every month so I don't actually have to have this annual goal next year. Imagine that. And then I wrote down, just for funsies, lose 5 pounds. Because the diet is starting and we're going all in. We're gonna accomplish all the things. Drink the water, eat the protein, actually track my food and stay within my calorie budget. And we all know that most of the time when you start a diet after a hiatus or not being on a diet, you tend to lose a little bit more faster at the very beginning. So my stretch goal, let's see if I can do it, but if I don't, it's entirely okay as long as progress is being made. I wanna throw that in there. Let's set a goal for 5 pounds. Because even if I don't make the 5 pounds, and what if I make 3 pounds? It's still progress in the direction I want to be going. So ultimately, that number that I'm throwing in there for the month is a lighthouse that will tell me the direction that I want to be going. And as long as I'm working towards that milestone number, whatever it is, and I'm going in the right direction, progress is being made, which is what's important. That was it for my monthly goals, my monthly action items. Now let's talk about weekly action items. They are entirely health and fitness related, starting with weekly meal planning. I can't do a whole lot of meal prepping because things change at a drop of a hat around here, and that's fine. Flexibility is super, super important. But what I can do is plan ahead, make sure I have plans for at least a couple of really healthy meals throughout the week to help us stay on track, because I don't know if my mother-in-law is starting a diet thing with me as well. The boys in this house love to eat healthy anyway. So just gonna make sure that all of us are kind of getting on the right foot right away in January with healthy nourishment of our bodies, whether they're trying to lose weight or not. And so meal planning is going to be super, super helpful with that. It also prevents me from having to go to the grocery store 4 times a week. I would love to have to go to Publix once and go to Target once and be done. So meal planning really, really helps with that. Goal number 2 is to meal prep snacks. Like I said, it's really hard to kind of prep all of the food for all of the week all at once because things change a lot around here. A couple times a week we do go out to eat or we order out. That's just the way that things go around here. Sometimes I make a meal and we end up with more leftovers than anticipated, so I don't have to cook for 2 or 3 days. So meal prepping the meals is harder. Meal prepping snacks to make sure we have really excellent choices for healthy desserts and healthy grab-and-go snacks, that I can do on a weekly basis. Next up, my goal for average steps or total steps is 75,000. It's just shy of 77,000. It's a nice, I mean, it's not technically a round number, but it's a round-ish number. For me, 75 feels good. It sounds good. So we're going with 75,000 steps every single week. And then it has been a hot minute. I'm very excited to have a date with my weightlifting again, but we are going to lift weights at least 3 times a week, 3 to 4 times. No more than that, but at least 3 times a week. And then we have my daily action items, things that are going to be habits that I strive to check off every single day. Starting with tracking my food. No brainer, right? You're on a diet, you gotta track your food in some way, shape, or form. Gonna track my food. Next up is Pomodoros. I want to use the Pomodoro technique for something intentionally every single day, whether that be actual work stuff, which is what inspired me to do the Pomodoro technique to begin with, or house cleaning, or exercising, or whatever the case may be, reading a book. So I will even have an opportunity to Pomodoro something on the weekend. For those of you that don't know, the Pomodoro technique is a time management technique where you set a timer for 25 minutes, and then after that 25 minutes of focused, intentional time on a singular task, you get a 5-minute break. So my business goals are actually broken up into half-an-hour increments, with the intention behind that being spend 25 minutes on a single task, 5-minute break. Spend 25 minutes on a task, 5-minute break. That's the concept of a Pomodoro. So I want to do a Pomodoro, preferably with work, but on the weekends I'm hoping to not work, so we'll see. But I want to do a Pomodoro every single day. Next up is stick to a time schedule. Again, even on the weekends, although I can be more lax with that on the weekends, but if I say I want to work from 10 to noon, I need to work from 10 to noon. If I say that I want to do X, Y, and Z at a certain time, I need to start showing up at the time I declare and doing the thing to prove that I can stick to a schedule that I set for myself. I have all the power. I can set whatever the heck schedule I want, but I have to show up for myself. And making sure that I show up for myself in this way will help promote the possibility of me showing up for myself in other ways as well. Keeping the promises I make to myself. And even if that promise is, you're gonna work from 10 to 2, you're gonna work from 3 to 5, whatever it is. And last, but certainly not least, is my protein goal. I thought that it deserved its own little section because while I can meet my calorie goal, meeting a protein goal is a different monster altogether. And so I wanted to make sure that prioritizing protein became number 1, and I can either not make my calorie goal and still make my protein goal, or protein is king regardless of what the heck I'm doing, because protein is king, y'all. Protein is king. So it has its own little slot there. And that's it. Those are my goals for January. I'm so excited to get started. I kept them easy enough where it's possible to do them while I'm in Florida and feel really good about it and still have plenty of time for other things. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for 2023, if you haven't figured that out. And I can't wait to see what this month brings, what this quarter brings, and what this entire year brings. And so I hope you will stick around to see what it brings with me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and in the comments down below, let me know what some of your goals for January are. I would love to hear about them. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Happy 2023. Bye.